Music videos, product commercials. All right, buddy. Excellent. Good stuff. One feature film credit. What happened? He made 200 music videos at Suicidal Tendencies, some really good ones. All over the map, every genre of music. So I'm impressed with that. He made commercials for Kit Kat and fucking Chef Boyardee and shit. It's, oh yeah, I've seen that one. I love that commercial. Great job. Movies ain't your thing, bro. If you want to become a member, check out our webpage at deathcursesociety.com and click on the membership tab. You could join for the cost of a couple of pre-rolls a month. But before we do, Colonel, don't you want to get it started and thank our lovely, lovely members?
Well, of course I fucking do. So, again, we're going to change things up a little bit. I don't give a fuck about these guys' weeks. What's more important to you, our members. So first, we want to thank our final girls and guys. C. Faze, Lorena B.D. Maggs, and Tyrone Swigert. Next special shout out goes to our Crazy Ralphs, Bell's Fancy Creations, Dr. Smiley, Raymond, and the whole damn enchilada pod. Damn it.
Damn it.
I got one up on that one. And of course, a special thanks to our camp counselors, Corey, Luke, Dave, Jim and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ.
We're going to be starting with talking about the opening scene, which in both movies were quite different.
Quite different.
Quite.
I
think that's a little bit of an understatement.
Who wants to kick this one off?
Go ahead, Colonel.
Fuck it, I'll kick it off because I'm going to touch the remake, and I'll let you then however you guys do this. Again, I don't know. If I'm not doing this right, let me know.
No, go ahead.
All right, so the fucking opening scene of the remake. Fucking trash, okay? Fucking trash. So here we are. Shit's already well into hitting the fucking fan, as we find out later in the movie. But then you got dude just fucking tweaking out in the fucking diner. I need my coffee, falling asleep. Everybody's talking to him, trying to find it out. It's like, okay. We're going to kind of introduce Freddy like we did in the original. But here's something the remake did that the original didn't do. Within the first 5 minutes of the movie, you got a full-blown shot of fucking Freddy. There was nothing to look at. Your imagination didn't play any fucking role. Boom, there he was in your fucking face. And then you get your nice little CGI slit throat, the fucking CGI blood coming out. It was fucking trash. It was a terrible way. Like I said, leave something to the imagination. I'm well aware of the fact I'm watching a remake. The audience is well aware of who the fuck Freddy Krueger is. Yeah, let's pretend like we fucking don't for a little bit. Just don't show me everything within the first 5 fucking minutes, man. I like that mystery. That's what I like about the original. We had a little bit of mystery for like the good first 10, 15 minutes of the movie. This one's right in your fucking face. It's just infuriating, man. Fucking infuriating.
I concur 100% with Colonel's take on the trash opening of the remake. So, I'm going to jump right to the original and say, wow. Set that fucking tone immediately. You're inside a nightmare with Tina, the fucking crazy synthesized soundtrack, the shadows, the kids crying and laughing, goats. It's all there, man, in this fucked up boiler room. It puts you on edge 4 seconds into the start of the fucking movie. I mean, he makes the glove. That is epic. Seeing that, how it's crafted, and then jumps right to Tina's fucking nightmare, and then you're kind of already like, what the fuck, when she wakes up, you know? You get a huge jump scare that kind of jars you back to, all right, we're awake now. But goddamn, what a difference. I mean, dragged in, kicking and screaming against kicking and screaming to get a fucking way from it, man, because it was so goddamn awful. Original, Colonel?
No, dude, the original is, if you want to set up a fucking movie, For a brand new fucking horror character, this is the way you do it. I got enough information about Freddy just from the opening sequence, like I said, from trying on the glove to Tina's nightmare. Like dude, you said it perfectly. It's fucking unsettling. Like it's edge of your seat from the fucking jump. All right. It's so much fucking better. This is how you fucking do it, man. This is how you fucking do it.
And let's call a spade here. We're looking at the genius of Wes Craven versus.
Well, of course. I mean, that's something I was going to bring up much later into this.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be a reoccurring theme in my fucking notes. So.
Sure.
Like I said, we're comparing. Unfortunately, for this fucking versus, we're comparing fucking apples to oranges here. Like they're the same in title alone. I even think some of the characters' names are different in the remake. Like I think Nancy's the only one that's named the same.
Oh yeah, we've got
I have to look it up, but
Nancy, Jesse, Quentin is our people in.
There you go.
Yeah. But this is like what happens when you have a filmmaker write and do his thing against a group of people making a film, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. But yeah, again, totally hooked at the opening. I thought they just, if fucking movies had like what's in radio, what's called a cold open, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. I mean, and they kind of dump you right into, I don't feel like it was a good spot timing wise, or even it's not jarring. It's just more confusing, if anything, but obviously we know, but I felt those characters knew a bit too much too soon.
Yeah, like I said, the opening scene from the original, for the remake, like I said, you're in the middle of the shit. I hate that you're putting me in the middle of the fucking story. That's not a fucking start, okay? Like maybe for Quentin Tarantino, that's a start. But fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, no, it did not fucking work. They try to shock you, and that's the thing, they didn't. It wasn't even a good fucking shock. It was boring. Again, my biggest complaint, no fucking mystery. You had that mystery in the original. Remake, no mystery. It's all fucking right there in front of your eyes. And unfortunately, you get that first shot of Freddy, and he just looks awful. I know I'll stop there. We're going to talk about it, I'm sure.
Oh, we'll get on that pretty hard later.
Jesus Christ, man. They just fucking dropped the fucking ball multiple times. Multiple.
Yeah, fucking
went from a phenomenal opening to just something boring and very underwhelming. I mean, the original opening is one of the best openings in any film. I mean, fuck. They just copy the same thing. They could have just done the same thing. It would have been fine.
When your goal is to depict a nightmare, you know what I mean? You got to blur those lines a little bit, man.
Sure.
And they did not do that. They just was like, oh, we're here, and we're going to let you kind of guess when something happens. Oh, yeah, we're in the dream world.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
They literally changed the fucking filter. Like, okay, you're in the dream world now.
That's true. Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's already, right away, even 14 years ago in the theater, I was like, uh-oh, after watching that, the beginning. So here we go.
We're going to be talking about the character introductions, which a little bit different here too, honestly. I mean, other movies started right away started with Tina, so you got to meet her right away. You didn't meet her character in the remake till a little while later. I mean, it's all just kind of muddled.
And you're kind of thinking she's the final girl at that point.
And you were thinking that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it led with Tina, and the remake, you leave with a brand new character that's just put there to get fucking killed.
Dean.
And you got
Dean. This is your coffee, Dean.
You meet Trish and hi Nancy. Like the character introductions were fucking trash again in the fucking remake. It was all given to you right at the start, all your character introductions. Here's our 4 main fucking players. Here you go. Like I said, the original, Tina, it's kind of like a Psycho effect. You think Tina's going to be your main character, and Nancy's just like the girl next door best friend. You're led to believe that, then that little switch, fucking Wes Craven could,
Master,
and there you go.
The master puts the switch on you, so when that fucking Tina kill hits, you're already going, oh fuck, all rules are broken already.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant.
Yeah, and they actually felt like fucking friends. The remake,
Dude.
I mean, how they
Yeah,
were
right.
friends, dude. Like,
Thank you for saying this, man. They take you in this. You are there. You feel bad when they get taken out in the original. These fucking vanilla, paper thin depth characters in this remake, acting is okay, but they just do the script. They're not putting anything into it. Colonel?
No, dude, I agree. Like I said, you felt like you were part of, essentially from outside looking in, but you felt like you were part of that fucking friend group. You knew their dynamics. You had the two couples. The girls are the best friends. The boyfriends have to hang out with each other because the girls are best friends, and they really don't fucking like each other. But you got that. In the remake, it's like, we were in daycare together. I don't remember knowing you till high school. And that's their fucking connection. Again, I know they're trying to make the remake was trying to make it its own film, so there has to be changes.
We get it.
But fuck, that's kind of a lame fucking change. Like,
And then-
I worked out this childhood trauma, but now why is that picture of me at your funeral? Like,
I don't remember meeting him at that age.
no, it made you not feel like you belong in this friend group. Like, you don't know these characters. You don't care.
They didn't feel connected like they did in the original.
No,
You're
not at
sitting-
all.
You're more sitting there going, what the fuck? What? Why are they doing this? You know, I mean, I'm trying to make that connection while I'm watching it going, when you finally figure it out, it's like, and then they lean so heavy on the molestation fucking angle too, man. That's the other thing that bothered the fuck out of me. Get to the plot changes when we get there. Fuck.
Yeah, we're kind of jumping all over the place.
I can't help it. I'm getting pissed.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's going to happen. It's
This
just,
one can be casual.
Character introductions again. Original, done properly by a master filmmaker. The remake, just fucking how to make a movie for dummies. That's how they fucking did it.
Do you
Pretty
think
much.
it was casting or ability here for the remake?
Dude, I'm gonna go with the latter. The casting, honestly, I mean, if you look at the remake, it has a great fucking cast, dude. Especially like the parents, like they brought in some big names for this film, but they didn't do anything with them.
Yeah. Oh, I was so dude, Clancy Brown. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like it's got some heavy hitters in it. I mean, even the kids at the time, you had some kids, they were doing other things, but they did nothing to make you feel like. The only thing I learned about the new Nancy is that she liked to fucking draw. That was it. It's like, okay, she's an artist this time. She's not, the girl next door. She works at a fucking diner. She don't have friends.
Right.
Like, why would I care about her? The acting was very. I think someone said in the comments they wrote it. The acting was, they wrote it in. You can tell the big names is a fucking paycheck, which is unfortunate. And the casting, I don't know. I don't think they did a good job. Because here's what I like about Nancy in the original. Heather Langenkamp, she looked like your girl next door. You fucking knew her. Like, you went to school with this girl. Everybody knew this girl. Nancy in the remake, they don't do anything to help you think that's the girl next door. Like, oh, I went to school with this girl or anything like that. She was just stone-faced most of the fucking movie. I'm going to show you. It's just where Heather did a real good job of portraying emotion, portraying that frustration with her parents not listening to her and everything else. You didn't get that with the cast in the remake. You really didn't.
They really kind of took just made you not care about it. It's absolutely generic. I mean, I'm not saying they acted, any of them were bad per se, but nobody stood out. Nobody stood out. Who stood out in this?
Nobody. Not even Freddie.
Not even Freddie.
No, I'll say that in my thoughts on that for later.
Yeah, like they were working with a bad script, and even the directing it felt like the words "all right, good enough" were said a lot during the
Wow.
making of this film. Like,
That and the rumor mill again. I don't have any proof. Like I was there, but I mean they were doing rewrites constantly.
I believe it.
The studios getting involved. They just kept rewriting the shit out of it. I know that didn't help either.
Well, we kind of bled into this topic a little bit, so might as well.
It's all right. We can
plot changes.
We'll fill the holes now.
Oh yeah, we could talk about the whole movie with this because we don't really go down the timeline this time.
I mean, again, they take you right in. You're part of the gang almost, and it hurts a little bit when they start getting taken out. You feel bad for them. You know, you're vested here in the original, and then the remake. Really, I was as far as I went was who's next, and how.
See now this is one of the things I'll kind of give the remake props for, even though they executed it. I saw someone's going to say I'm going to say the F word a lot tonight, so I'm trying to behave. You know, they executed it very poorly. I like the plot of, Freddy was a child murderer in the original. In the remake, he's a molester. I thought they did a really good job changing that plot and filling in that plot that he was a molester, even though, as a parent myself, why, if you're molesting kids, why would you cut them up with scratch them up with your gloves, knowing your parents are going to see it that same fucking night when you give them a bath? They're fucking 4, they can't bathe themselves. You're going to see this shit. That was kind of dumb. But I'll give them props at least trying to change it into like he's no longer a murderer, he's a molester. Both are bad.
I don't know. I kind of hated that personally.
See, I didn't mind it though because that felt more realistic.
But like I'll give you that. It's just it's a disgusting direction for the character. It just, I don't know.
I mean, come on, let's be honest though. Freddy, I know it's a child murderer. Are you sure he wasn't diddling little kids before he killed them?
It was always implied, but that's the key word, is implied. It was no longer implied in this remake.
And he was murdering the kids in the first one. He wasn't. He might have been molesting.
He was playing with the way he was being sexual and stuff, and Nancy and stuff. He was diddling them. Faye said, it was implied.
Yeah.
You go, 30 years in the future or 30 years ahead. You got to make it more. What's the word I'm looking for here? Not just realistic, but you got to make it a little more shocking. You can't just say, "Oh, he just murdered kids." You have to add the molesting part. You got again. I'm with Fades. I really didn't need that part, but it did make it a little more realistic.
Feeling. All right, I don't like that kind of shock value, I guess.
Made it different, but not any better, and didn't do anything to the character. Didn't make it any more menacing. None of that didn't work.
Not at all.
Fucking work. That was just I don't know. I conceptually, if they did it somehow differently, they probably could have did something there, and made it, like maybe he was burning the kids too. I don't know, man. Something to add a little more to it to justify where we get to. Kind of, with they catch him in the old one, they kill him. It's straight up. He gets off, and he's supposed to be a free man and everything. Hey, I had my trial, and they still said, "Fuck that, you're out." So he had a reason to come back and kind of finish it. I don't know, man. It just seemed a little more like supernaturally sound back then in '84 when they did this. Compared to
you're acting like this one isn't supernaturally sound. And this is one thing I do nitpick. I hate about the remake. In this one, you get that backstory to Freddy. They show you the flashbacks and the dream sequence.
In the hallucination, yes.
Yeah, I can do without that, but that's another way to tell his backstory.
I'm fine with that.
The kids like, hey, he was innocent. He didn't do anything, and it just bugs me that that he was like obviously fucking at least hurting these kids. There's just again, if you were to fucking do that, you wouldn't make it so fucking obvious that you're hurting these kids. It's just dumb. Hey. Like it was dumb, but it still gives you that super. Now he's getting revenge on these kids for essentially getting him fucking murdered for the parents killing him. So it's the same motive, just slightly different.
It's just again, man, the whole connection with a picture she can't remember. It's so fucking dumb, you know what I mean?
Well, that was the dumb recurring theme through the whole fucking remake. They didn't remember. At least in the original, Freddy was just getting revenge on the parents. He didn't give a fuck about these kids. You know what I mean?
But yet, they're right away. They know if you die in your dream, you die for real. What the?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right away.
Man? How do they know? See,
There's a lot of weird shit. in
Because that
scripts
one
like
kid
that.
that moved away did a blog, man. They recorded
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's one thing I miss about movies, man.
Humanist.
When you had these fake fucking internet search engines and all these fucking movies. Now they usually pay for the rights to show Google or something just real
Sure.
quick. But man, I miss seeing like Web Explorer.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, like goddamn, that's so early. That's so 2010s. I miss
That was
that.
good.
web slinger. Well,
Shit.
The Web
All
Diddler. I don't know.
basically, they changed a bunch of shit, and it all sucked. How about
Pretty
that?
much. Yeah. Derek says, seriously? They did a full reveal in the first scene? Jesus, referring
It was-
to how they revealed Freddy in the
A
remake.
very cheap jump scare where he's like, "Found you!" You know, they turn and
And
It was super
not a
cheap.
very good jump scare. On top
no,
of that.
and you're kind of, I mean, you know what? If there hadn't been any other Nightmare on Elm Street before this, and this is what we got, it probably okay. This is
I
something
still don't think it would have been okay, dude. I think we would still be like, this is kind of shit. Just being honest with you, we had
would
nothing
not
else
have
to compare
that frame
to.
of reference, so this would be a completely original take.
It would be, but it'd still be shit. Because even watching the original, the jump scares are better. Everything's just better. I know we'll get into that, so I don't go too far. So,
Soundtrack.
Oh, big time. Characters and acting, which kind of already talked about a little bit. I mean, kind of a lot already, actually, with the remake. But with the original, I mean, obviously, like most horror movies from that era, they were really fucking good, surprisingly. All of the final girls were always so great. And yeah, just with the remake, it was more the script than the characters. I mean, the acting, I feel like would have been a lot better if they had a better script. The characters didn't drag the movie down at all for the remake, in my opinion. It was all the script.
I can
I don't
agree with that. I can agree with that because, yeah, man, they had nothing to work with.
Nothing.
was nothing. There was fucking literally nothing to work there. Literally. Sorry, my computer froze.
I was wondering.
thank God
Damn it.
for those. No, I mean, I agree with you guys. I mean, mostly the remakes, mostly the script. I thought the acting was just kind of phoned in. It was acting. I've seen worse. I've seen a fucking lot better, especially like in the original. And in the original, you got a lot of no-name actors for the most part. I mean, fucking it even says introducing Johnny fucking Depp, like fucking nobodies. And they acted their fucking asses off like it was their first job and they were trying to make it in the fucking industry.
Right.
That's what I like about a lot of these 80s horror movies. And I'll admit, the acting still isn't fucking perfect. I don't watch a low budget and independent fucking horror film expecting great acting. None of them. I mean, it's even this fucking Friday. I do not expect great acting. But if it's believable, I'm fucking right there with you, man. Like I said, it's just a bunch of young kids trying to break into the industry, acting their fucking asses off. And you can tell.
Sure.
I have to say yes. All four of them still working in the industry today. Not necessarily acting. Some of them are behind the scenes, but none of them. They have all had flourished careers since Nightmare on Elm Street. That's
One
Case.
of them got so famous, somebody shit in his bed.
God damn.
Johnny fucking Depp. Later on becomes fucking the Keith Richards pirate. Fucking
Just blew the fucking like, who would have fucking known? Sure,
Jax.
fucking West as fuck didn't know. I can tell you that.
No kidding.
he just had an inspiration, an idea, and those kids were the right parts to make it even more believable than it had any business being. And it fucking worked all the way
So
down.
well. Well, do we
Yes.
go into the big debate here?
characters. And
Sure.
yeah.
Robert Englund versus Jackie Earl Haley as Freddy Krueger.
Are we sure this is a fucking debate? Like,
To be fair,
to me, it's still not a debate. 14 years ago, I would have said, Jackie did the best with what he could do.
right.
Even this one, I'll still say Jackie did the best with what he could do. Unfortunately, he played a more memorable character that kind of ruined this one for me again with Rorschach. But let's be honest, it doesn't matter who you put behind the scarred face. It's not Robert Englund. Now, if Nightmare on Elm Street only had maybe the first 2 movies and the franchise was done, you can do something. Robert took Freddy, made him his fucking own. That is Robert Englund. Unfortunately, unlike Michael and Jason, Freddy fucking talks. I'm not a big fan of stand-up comedic fucking Freddy, but that's what people expect. And that's what they've been fucking getting since part 3. It's not, you can't compare them because it's not, again, apples to fucking oranges. It's not a fair comparison. One's a legend in his own right. The other one's a solid fucking actor.
Who got handed a
Wasn't
shitty
a great
script?
Freddy. I mean, he did the best that he could. Again, a lot of it was the script. A lot of it was the shitty CGI. But at the end of the day, it wasn't Freddy. It just fucking wasn't, and we'll never get another Freddy. I'm sorry.
Right. They will. I mean, they're obviously going to be doing probably, I imagine, something in the future with Nightmare on Elm Street. And they're going to get somebody to play Freddy. But once again, they're just not going to be Robert Englund. You can't be Robert Englund. There's only one Robert Englund on this planet. And that's the only Freddy.
I mean, this is a debate I'll give you right now. If New Line Cinema will bring back Freddy, I can see them more than likely doing a lot of reboots of the Conjuring films. Because right now, New Line Cinema is all about the Conjuring. They forgot Freddy built fucking New Line Cinema. I mean, they brought out Lord of the Rings movies and just totally fucking changed and got bought out and all kinds of shit. I don't think they're going to do it.
Robert Englund, it's truly one of those roles that you can't see anybody else doing. And I'm convinced now, after seeing this again, Dave McRae did a better job than Jackie Earl Haley did, in my opinion. But again, I don't necessarily blame Jackie Earl Haley for this being the problem here, because Colonel said it, he only did what he had on the pages.
Sure.
And to their credit, they tried to make him scary again. They got rid of most of the stupid one-liners, at least the ones that were not as threatening. You know what I mean? And so they tried, but it just didn't hold water, man. It just didn't work with that delivery. He sounded good, yes, but I mean, and the cool thing about it was the internet flexed its muscle back. First time I ever saw this happen, their influence got Jackie Earl Haley this Freddy Krueger job. I mean, that was the demand. That's the only person they were calling for was him to do this. And he was like, I'll fucking do it. And that's all it took. They hired him. It was a couple of great. I was like, this is going to be awesome. I was so stoked when they announced that he was I was like, holy shit. People went out and voiced their opinion in a friendly, safe manner on the internet, and it fucking worked. They got the guy they wanted. And then the script. And
then the script.
And then,
oh, sorry, Zach. Go ahead.
It just goes back to the script. I don't think Robert Englund could have made anything with that script. That's how bad that script was.
Well, also, I don't know about you guys. I felt like Jackie was playing Robert. All the shit, the fingers doing this. That's a Robert thing.
Sure.
Not in the original, but in the later films. And the scratching wasn't the original scratching the knives on metal and that sound. But now you get sparks to enhance it. It was just the sound was even fucking scarier. I felt like Jackie was a cosplayer trying to be Robert Englund. Or as we mentioned in some of these Friday the 13th fan films, the people playing Jason are trying to act like Kane Hodder. He really didn't try to make it his own either. I mean, it was the script and him probably being told, oh, Robert did this. That's
sure.
kind of what it felt like.
14 years ago, I gave this man a pass for this role. I was like, this isn't his fault. But after watching it again and just his interpretation of the garbage he was trying to get out, it just made it even that much worse. So I'm not really happy with this iteration of Freddy at all. I mean, even less, if that's even possible. Robert Englund in a fucking landslide.
100%, like not even a chance.
And the best thing for Robert Englund, he'll tell you the best restaurants in Houston.
Yeah.
Whether if you asked him about it or not, he's just going to fucking tell you. Next time you go to Houston, check this place out.
Yeah.
I've never been. Well, I've been once now, but
don't let the dead flies in the window deter you.
Yeah. Patricia says nobody can have more charisma and acting style that Robert Englund has. He has such a unique way of playing Freddy. Right. I mean, yeah, I couldn't say it better myself.
I don't know. I think if you really if you really made a, you know what I mean, a monstrous, just absolutely brutal Freddy that just no fucking one-liners, just death and cutting, and you know what I mean. I maybe that could work, but I just don't. I don't know, man. You can't do it this way. You can't come in. Yeah.
Dude, I disagree. The one-liners, what people fucking love. It's absolutely, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I'm really not. Outside of the original and part 3, I can give 2 shits and a fuck about the rest of them. I just watch them for the kills because they're imaginative. But no one else I mean, again, it's just Robert making that character his own. Like in the original, the weight of the fucking glove, weight of his arm down. So he incorporated that into the fucking character. He made, I didn't see Jackie doing shit like that. I just saw him trying to pretend to be fucking Robert.
Right.
I have a feeling if you try to make him scarier and take the one-liners away, it's just still not going to work because people are going to.
No. Jackie Earle Haley, he had his chance. I'm talking if they try to do this again.
Well, I mean, still telling you, you're still wrong. If we are talking about trying to do this again.
Hey,
people want those fucking one-liners.
It doesn't matter. You're trying to remake a franchise from scratch. You got to take a different fucking path, man, or you end up in the same fucking square. That doesn't work, dude.
I get what you're saying, but like I said earlier, Freddy's the one that fucking talks. Leatherface doesn't. Michael Myers doesn't. Jason doesn't. He's a character all to himself, man. It's not going to fucking work.
Right. I'm with Colonel on that one. I prefer...
Cut it back to laughs, like sinister laughs and grunts and shit like that. I guess I'm saying is this is what I want to see attempted. If we're going to try to reboot Nightmare on Elm Street, you've got to do it the right way. You've got to make it scary. And you can't bring any aspect to Robert Englund again. You can't. No jokes. None of that shit. None of it. Or it'll never work ever. If you're ever going to try to do this right, you've got to try to think of a new formula.
I'm saying just leave it the fuck alone. At this point, you tried it. Leave it the fuck alone.
This experiment is enough for me.
I mean, it's bad enough talking to New Line. I'm not even sure everyone's doing it. I'm going way all around before fucking horror here. But here's all you need to know about fucking Hollywood today. They're taking Peter Jackson to remake his Lord of the Rings movies that he made the first fucking time. What the fuck? All right, just George Lucas that shit then. Just upgrade the fucking special effects and release them. Why? That's why I'd rather them not touch fucking Freddy. Just leave him the fuck alone at this point.
That would be ideal, but that's not the money talk.
Well, the money, they still haven't done it either because Halloween already had a fucking new trilogy. Scream is working on their new trilogy. We all know why Friday the 13th isn't working on a new trilogy. They could have done it with Nightmare. They didn't touch it. Instead, they brought us Conjuring 3 and Annabelle 15. So,
right. No kidding.
They own that shit.
I agree with you, Colonel. Freddy is my least favorite of the main slashers as well. I prefer my killers quiet. I like them to shut the fuck up and just kill.
I like the strong, quiet type.
Sure. Well, I don't think we need to go into this next topic much because we already kind of been shitting on this the entire time. The writing and direction. Dude, do we just move on because we've been shitting on this?
I got this. Hold on, because Wes Craven, master storyteller, master visionary, master technician, and assembles a team to get what he fucking wants. Samuel Bayer, music videos, product commercials. All right, buddy. Excellent. Good stuff. 1 feature film credit. What happened?
G.
All right. I guess I'll give my 2 cents on this one before we move on. It's really fucking quick. The original horror legend remake. Zach just said his name. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
He made 200 music videos at Suicidal Tendencies, some really good ones. All over the map, every genre of music. So I'm impressed with that. He made commercials for Kit Kat and fucking Chef Boyardee and shit. It's I've seen that one. I love that commercial. Great job. Movies ain't your thing, bro.
No. Let's go into something a little more positive here. The best scenes. And of course, we have to pick one for both movies.
Phase, before we begin this, I would like to point up the finger of blame at a couple of more people. The writers of the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Original, brilliantly crafted and written and inspired Wes Craven back in the day. And then we have Wesley Strick with credits like True Believer, Arachnophobia, Cape Fear. I'm fucking in. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, this Eric Heiserer, this was his first movie, but he went on to do, somehow he got hired again and got Final Destination 5, The Thing remake, and then recently Bird Box. So, I mean, the guy's not void of talent, I guess. But, wow, guys. Swing and a miss on Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Colonel?
No, I already said what I had to say. It's like short and sweet when it came to writing and direction. I'm good. I agree with you. They can't all be winners. So
I just want a fucking participation trophy at this point for this one, man. We can't even give it that.
No. Nothing. You get nothing. So what were your favorite scenes for both the movies here? I mean, the original, they're both kind of tough to pick, honestly, because the original, there's so many great scenes to pick of, and in the remake, it's like, all right, well, what one can I tolerate the most? Like,
this is gonna be tough.
Go ahead, Colonel.
I'm gonna pick one that's not one of the more popular scenes. It is, but I don't want to steal anybody's thunder for the original. Dude, just the scene when Freddy's going down the alleyway and his arms are stretching out. Dude, the first time I've never seen some shit never seen any shit like that in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, the first time I seen it, so fucking imaginative, creative, dreamlike. It's
Robert
fucking,
Shea. That was Robert Shea.
It was fucking perfect, dude. I mean, yeah, it looks kind of shitty now, but the first time I seen it, I didn't really think it looked shitty. It looked fucking terrifying.
You never had a dream as a kid where somebody just reached way the fuck out and grabbed you from 20, 30 feet away?
No,
I fucking sure have.
I didn't. Not until I started playing Friday the 13th the game.
Shit.
It's goddamn the best scene for the remake. Fuck. Yeah, how hard this is to pick one. And that's because they're all so fucking bad. Why don't you guys go do your best scenes for the original and give me time to think of the best scene for the remake?
Sure. For me, the original, Tina's nightmare at the beginning, the nightmare where she actually gets caught and killed. That shit fucked me up, dude. With her flipping all over the room and bleeding. When she gets sliced, the blood's flying everywhere. I was just like, this is definition of fucking slasher now. And I'm fucking terrified watching this shit. But that probably one of the top all-time kills in my book. I mean, it's just so intense and just so helpless.
See, good job for taking the low-hanging fruit. I had to think of something that was a little more difficult. I knew I was going to say that, so that's why I changed it.
I've got three. I
was told one, so I'm like, well, I can't do the Tina death because that's going to be brought up.
Do your next one, and I'll do so I don't steal any more of your thunder.
Well, FaZe hasn't given. FaZe get a little bit of this too before I steal his thunder.
I don't even know what my favorite scene would be for probably just the opening scene for the original. The remake, probably the credits because it's finally over. I genuinely don't know what the remake, man. Maybe the scene where in the flashback scene where they're burning Freddy That was all right. I mean, CGI fire was shit, but I don't know. I really don't know.
Thunder Steel.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't agree with the phase as far as the remake goes because I can't think of anything better, and that one does stand out the most. Even though it looked fucking awful when he came running out on fire and you saw his face.
Yeah.
But that was probably one of the more tense scenes in the movie. So
I did like that part of filling in Freddy's story a little bit. The little bit that it did there, that little piece, it's probably all they really needed to do about his past. I dug that. I actually thought the CGI was passable when Dean cut his own throat. I was okay with it. I appreciated the effort. And Freddy being killed with the paper cutter was okay. And then the fucking face Thunder Steel and Prick, the end. The fucking end. I was so delighted when it finally ended. But I did like their ending with the mom and the bend over of the keys and then stand up, he's in the mirror. That was cool. Kind of like, oh.
Spoiler alert.
Oh.
No.
That was all right.
Going back to best scenes from the original, I mean, like I said, you got the opening sequence is fucking phenomenal. The stretched arms, Tina's death, Johnny Depp's death. Dude, even just fucking, Tina being dragged through the fucking hallway in that body bag covered in fucking blood. Fucking
Nancy
terrifying, dude.
Nancy sleeping in school. That was one of my
so fucking terrifying, man.
And
done so well.
There's so much blood from the dragged body. That's what I fucking love about that. The flopping arm when she gets pulled back.
That flopping arm was a great fucking addition to that. So I've seen it a million times, and this is like I think the first time I really noticed the flopping arm when she got dragged. I was like, oh shit! I don't know, I missed that before.
I wish I would have kept that. It was one of Nicholas Jackson's. We bought a bunch of his prints to give away for Curse Your Luck, and we gave that one away. And it was that scene where her legs are up and her arms like flopped. Fucking badass with a trail of blood, making the L, the right turn. Oh, so good, man. What a great scene. And then I dug the trapping when she started to become the self-trapping, trapping her house up and everything, that montage. How unique is that, man? Stepping up to the fucking plate, man, and becoming the fighter. Love that.
Well, at the time it was unique. It's very overdone now.
Yes. I am aware and of the fact that, yes, that was 1984, and she was like one of the first to do this way. With making fucking booby traps around the house to catch this motherfucker,
I just miss a good montage, dude. We don't get them like we fucking need them.
I think South Park had the last good one.
Yeah.
Montage!
Jesus Christ. I want to watch that episode.
Let's see. Christopher says, when Nancy tells Freddy that he means nothing and he's shit at the end of the original is great too. That's how you defeat real life villains. Give them nothing.
I can relate totally to this movie because I did this as a child, like not to Freddy Krueger, to my faceless. It was like a white clown face with teeth and shit. It's a whole reoccurring nightmare I had for years. And finally realized you can't hurt me. This isn't real. Like actually saying that. And that was it. It was dead that day. So this movie had a profound effect on me once I saw it, I mean, it's like, shit.
Sure.
It made me think like this happens to everybody, That's what it proved to me.
Let's see. Christopher says Tina's death scene was the best scene. She's so scared and being dragged up the wall. It's a bloodbath, and it really is.
And what I love about it is that it's a rotating fucking room because obviously each guy's not there, so that makes it even more fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Time for the worst scenes. Which, I mean, shit. Again, kind of hard because, gotta pick one that I like the least from the original, and then you just gotta pick one from the remake. Which I don't know. Can I pick the whole fucking movie for the remake? Does that count? No,
you can't. No, it doesn't count. You have to pick. Here, I'll help you guys out.
All right.
This is short and quick for the original. Fuck, I'm drawing a blank on the character's name, but the fucking hanging in the jail cell.
You didn't like that?
No, because it didn't compare to the other kills. It was like
fair,
like a budget kill. Like, okay, we might be a little low on the fucking money, This was filmed the shit in reverse and hanging. Dude, the worst scenes in the fucking remake was every time they try to recreate a scene from the original fucking film. The fucking, Tina's death, Chris's death or whatever it is in the fucking remake. Obviously, CGI her fucking flying around, her in the body bag being drugged around. It just was fucking awful. It's like if you're going to try to remake these scenes, go a step above, not 10 steps below.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was literally a shitty, almost try a shot for shot fucking reshoot with better technology that somehow looked fucking worse.
Right. The bathtub scene was really bad in the remake.
Yeah. Oh god, it's just fucking awful.
Damn.
Yeah, I would say in the original, the only thing I could, and I would have liked to have seen a little more at the sleep clinic. You know what I mean? Because after she pulls out a hat out of a dream, and then it's okay, that's that. Have a nice day. Here's your bill. Please.
That's called I don't get paid enough to deal with this bullshit. Go ahead and go home.
I would have a million questions. Like she clearly had that on her when she went in there. Let's do something with this. But that's not even really a complaint. That's the only thing I can find to complain about the original. It's not even a complaint. It's just kind of an observation. The remake, I think the molestation angle was mishandled here. It was almost given too much gravity. It didn't work. It just didn't work. The whole molestation thing, it was a little more mysterious first time around, and they just gave it to you right on a silver platter here. I mean, fuck.
On a very gross silver platter.
If Zombie would have done this, I mean, I can imagine it being worse, but who knows, man? These guys, I didn't like that at all, and it really, really pulled me out of that fucking movie. Just kind of going like, this is gross, man. Making me think about this.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
I think you gave it too much fucking thought, man. It was just a plot. I didn't think about it at all. I thought about more him physically abusing the kids and molesting them, like sexually molesting them. That's
kind of hard, man.
They just shove it in your face so hard. I mean, yeah, I personally can't get over that fact. Yeah, that's a big reason why I hate the remake so much is because of the molestation angle being so heavily thrown at you. I hate it.
Finale.
Talking about the finales, which, once again, very different. One had an air of tension and was very uncomfortable. The other was, thank God it's fucking over. But still not a good finale.
Yeah, we did kind of already touch on these again. I mean, the importance of the original, facing your fear, standing up to your demons. These are the messages, and she wins. Or does she? I mean, we get our, of course, twisty ending at the end with the rubber feet going through the window and the car driving off with our heroes. But everyone's back to life and looking all fresh as daisies again. But, it's good. I felt great. It's like you walk out of that movie because it even ends when she gets pulled through that door. They just kind of do a boom, and then it kind of cuts to the kids jump roping with the fucking song.
Yeah.
To silence, Fucking sweet. Remake, same type of jump scare. Mom bringing daughter home, and everything's going to be great. Oh, it's all good. They follow her, throwing the keys on the thing, and then as she stands back up, he's in the fucking mirror and grabs her, pulls her into the mirror. Honestly, looked better, a little more effective than the original one, I thought.
Sure.
Her reaction is great. It's a great scream to end on. That's cool. But not enough, dude. At this point, that's your payoff? No. Colonel?
original, great chase scene. You get all the scares, all the tension. Hell, you even get a great long fucking burn. That body burn was fucking phenomenal. Obviously, if you're watching it, Freddy gained about 200 pounds, but still, it's fucking awesome. And you got like even the footsteps from the basement, the fire footsteps going up the stairs. And then, like you said, you kind of get the dream within a dream within a dream. Like I love the way she beat her demons, but she didn't beat the demons. Still won.
Mm-hmm.
The remake, I mean, yes, at the very end when he jumps through the mirror, that was really cool. I will say that's probably the one thing the remake has over the original is that final jump scare. I thought, of course, it looks better because it's going to look better. They're not pulling a fucking blow up doll through a fucking little window. Like, but I mean, even like Freddy getting decapitated, that was kind of cool, the fight, but it wasn't as nearly as satisfying. It felt cheap, like most of the movie felt.
Mm-hmm.
It did nothing for me. It's like, oh, well, that's cool. But
Too little, too late.
exactly. Again, I remember those in school. I don't know how sharp they are, but I don't know if it's sharp enough to decapitate a motherfucker.
Who cares at
I
this point?
haven't cut paper with one of those things in fucking years. Like I don't know.
Sure.
So I'll take their fucking word for it, but I have my doubts.
Hey man, those things were sharp as fuck, dude. I remember kid getting all cut up on it, leaving a trail of blood out to the office and the teacher and everything. It was like, yeah, that was first grade.
I just always want to reenact the scene from the Monster Squad when they're doing their montage, where he's got the paper and he's cutting up their business cards. It's all shitty because it's like, all wrinkled up on fucking paper. So it's get good, son. You get better business cards. But yeah, I just always wanted to recreate that scene. Just cutting fucking paper, going rocking till you drop, dance till your feet fall off. But that's never going to happen. I'll be 40 at the end of the year, and I still haven't done it. So
Get yourself a paper cutter.
I might.
The original, the dream within a dream within a dream. The demons win, but I think that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Is you gotta keep your guard up. A threat is always going to be there for that metaphor of living. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's what I felt like he was going for anyway. I mean, because otherwise that ending's kind of corny if you don't put something to it,
Well, the ending was for a chance of a fucking sequel. I'm telling you. I know Wes was done, but Robert was like, we might have something.
Yeah, Shay was going, hey, no, hold on here. We're gonna look how much fucking dough we made off this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man, with the original, I mean, it really stuck out to me. The first time I watched her when I was a teenager, just when she's talking to her mom, you can immediately tell that something's off. She's happy. She's calm. She's talking about not drinking anymore. And the viewer just knows that, like, yep, she's still in a dream. Shit's fucked up right now. Like, it's just that, and it gives off that air of uneasiness. Like, all right, what's going to happen next?
Soft lens. It's like they're still dreaming. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And she gets in the car, and of course the topper flips over, and it's Freddy's colors, and it's so good. I love the whole original finale. I love a good finale, and Nightmare gets a big thumbs up for me. The remake, just kind of underwhelming. I mean, I remember just now when I watched it, I'm just like, really? That's how it ended? Because I didn't remember exactly how it ended. I'd only watched it once before.
I just remember I go, something with a mirror. When they were walking in, I knew that.
I didn't remember that much.
There's the mirror. But it did get me. I was like, oh, cool. I did. I was like, I remember that now. That was probably the best fucking thing about that movie.
Probably. Even then, just ugh.
But just shame on you guys. How the fuck did that script get in front of cameras, man? Who fucking Robert Shea said okay to this?
Well, he was listed as a producer, but you gotta remember, after they made this, he's done, dude. New Line Cinema's already been bought by Time Warner or whatever. And he's
2010. 29 probably when they made it. So.
All right. Did we need a remake? This is the final topic for tonight.
I don't mind a remake, but you gotta do it better and differently than what we had. You don't have Robert Englund. That all you need to know. That you've got to start the recipe from fucking scratch again. You can add a couple of familiar flavors to it, but you can't go down the same fucking paths. If you try that, you will fail every time. At this point, I am not sure this movie can be redone. This idea can be explored any further at this point because we've seen what happens. You had a competent actor come in, granted with a shit script, but he still couldn't pull it off. So I don't know if this shit can be done, but make the remake. You got to do it right, Colonel.
No, I agree. I don't. Did we need a remake? Fuck no, we didn't. I mean, I wouldn't. Do we really need a whole lot of remakes? Most of them no, because there's only a handful that are superior than the fucking original. It rarely happens. And Nightmare, again, just let it sleep. I think it's fine the way it is. Like I stated earlier, you're not going to replace Robert Englund, and I will die on the hill that you're never. I mean, you're going maybe 20 years from now, yes. Once he's unfortunately, whenever he sadly passes away, and then you get a new generation, you know, I really wish we had tonight in the audience was someone who's seen the remake before the original.
Oh,
I want to see their take on it, just how they think and how they view it. I mean, hell, like I said, 2010, I was a fucking adult, dude. Like, I was a dad. Like, I was out of college and everything. I had done seen Nightmare on Elm Street movies dozens of fucking times. I was jaded. Like, I went into this excited, but like you, Zach, once the first scene, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go again. Like, it's going to be shit. I don't think I ever fairly gave it a chance. Even now, I'm harsher on it now than I was then. Because it's such a bad fucking movie. It's like, it's not The Resort bad. It's not the film that want to be named bad. But it's pretty fucking bad. Like, you could see, even watching it now, I can see where there was potential for it to be good. Not great, but just good. And they fucking dropped the ball.
it's disrespectful to the original.
It is.
Very much so. Like I said, I'm going to throw the Friday the 13th remake up there. Yeah, I fall asleep through it every time, but it's a far better movie than this. Far better fucking movie. They're telling and this and that, how he gets around. It doesn't take away from the movie, kind of like where I felt like this one, telling Freddy's background, kind of did. For different reasons from you two, but I just didn't think it was fucking necessary.
Yeah.
He's such a well-established character, you don't need that. People really didn't know how Jason got around Crystal Lake so fucking fast.
Yeah.
It made sense to add that to it.
Sure.
Where this, it's like, dude, the blueprint's right fucking there. You don't need to reinvent the fucking wheel. Just
come up with cool dreams.
Better, yeah. And they couldn't even come up with that. I mean, like I said, a lot of the death kills scenes were the same, and they were fucking worse. Parents, if you're out there, don't let your kids know that this remake fucking exists. Just show them the original. They'll find it on their own eventually. They'll try to rebel against you and be like, oh, fuck that, I'm going to watch the remake. So, see, I'm allergic to that bullshit I'm spewing. Just fucking watch the original. It's the only one that exists. Like, again, you're taking a fucking legendary horror film as a fucking Nightmare on Elm Street hater, self-proclaimed, I'll tell you. The first is one of the best horror films ever fucking made. There's no denying that. The remake is just one of the worst remakes made. So I guess they're both the best at something.
That's fucking beautifully poetic, Colonel. I love that, man. Yeah, I was just going to say the same kind of thing. Here you have one of the most perfect, polarizing, dominating, intimidating, scary horror movies ever made. Ever. Almost a perfect horror film. And then on the other side of it, you have an absolute disaster of an attempt to try to revisit this world, and just, it's not even the same fucking neighborhood, man.
Colonel, would you like to kick off the thanking of the members?
Well, fucking of course, thanks to our members, we'll start with the final girls and guys, C-Phase, Raina, BD Mags, and Tyron Swigert. Next, we'd like to thank our Crazy Rouse, Bell's Fancy Creations, Dr. Smiley, Raymond, and the whole damn Enchilada podcast. Last but not least, our camp counselors, Corey, Luke, Dave, Jimmy, Stacy, Orlando, Patricia, Christian, JJ, and Adam. Thank you.